The tech world isn't just moving fast anymore. It's practically vibrating with the kind of energy that makes you wonder if anyone at the top is actually sleeping. Welcome back to Geo9. Today, we are peeling back the layers of a week that felt less like a news cycle and more like a high-stakes chess match played with supercomputers and billion-dollar lawsuits. We're talking about Google's experimental attempt to reinvent how we use the internet, OpenAI's aggressive countermove to reclaim its throne, and a betrayal in the tech entertainment world that feels like a scene straight out of a corporate thriller. Let's start with the thing you use every day, your browser. We've all been there. 50 tabs open, half of them are forgotten recipes, and the other half are work documents you're too scared to close. Google has looked at this chaos and decided that the solution isn't better organization, it's a total overhaul. They're testing an experimental AI-powered browser called Disco. Now, despite the name sounding like a 70s revival, the goal is futuristic. Disco wants to turn those messy stacks of open tabs into what they call Gen tabs. These are interactive, task-focused mini-apps powered by the new Gemini 3 model. The idea is that instead of you clicking through a dozen pages to book a flight or research a project, the browser does the heavy lifting for you. It's launching as a Google Labs experiment for Mac users first, but make no mistake, this is the blueprint for the future of Chrome. Google is betting that we're tired of browsing and ready for executing. But while Google is trying to change the interface of the web, OpenAI is fighting to remain the brain of it. For a minute there, it looked like Gemini 3 might actually unseat GPT as the gold standard. Rumors of a code red at OpenAI were swirling, suggesting they were genuinely spooked by Google's progress. Well, the response is here, and it's called GPT 5.2. This isn't just a minor update, it's a powerhouse. In the LLM arena, where these models go head-to-head, GPT 5.2 is already reclaiming territory, specifically in web development and complex coding tasks. However, there's a darker side to this brilliance. OpenAI itself admitted that these models are getting so good at coding that they could potentially assist in creating zero-day exploits, the kind of hacks that nobody has a defense for yet. It's a classic Prometheus moment. They've brought us the fire, but they're worried we might burn the house down. They're setting up new advisory groups and security protocols, but the message is clear. The line between helpful assistant and cyberweapon is getting thinner every single day. Speaking of lines being crossed, let's talk about the breakup of the century. For years, Google and Disney had what they called a mutually beneficial relationship, but apparently even Mickey Mouse has a wandering eye. In a move that sent shockwaves through Silicon Valley, Disney effectively dumped Google for OpenAI. We're talking about a 3-year deal worth roughly $1 billion. Disney is becoming a massive investor in OpenAI, and in exchange, they're getting the keys to the kingdom. Starting in early 2026, we're going to see over 200 iconic characters from Disney, Marvel, Pixar, and Star Wars integrated into the Sora app. Imagine being able to generate your own Star Wars shorts or Marvel scenes with the official blessing of the studio. While CEO Bob Iger insists this won't replace creative labor, the film industry is looking on with a mix of awe and terror. This isn't just a licensing deal, it's a fundamental shift in how entertainment giants interact with AI. It's the copyright wars entering a new, more integrated phase. And while the corporate giants are fighting for your screen time, the governments are fighting for the hardware that makes it all possible. In a surprising reversal, the U.S. government has approved the sale of Nvidia's H200 AI chips to Chinese companies. For years, the policy was keep the best tech away, but now there's a new strategy. The White House is taking a 25% cut of these sales. It's a move that some are calling mafia-like, but the logic is pragmatic. Let China buy last-generation tech, use that money to fund Nvidia's research into the next generation, and keep the lead. It's a risky gamble on maintaining a technological gap, and it remains to be seen if China even wants to stay dependent on American silicon. Meanwhile, the hardware world is feeling the squeeze in other ways. If you were hoping for cheaper PC RAM or better desktop storage anytime soon, I've got bad news. Manufacturers like SK Hynix are shifting their focus away from regular memory to prioritize the high bandwidth memory used in these massive AI chips. The AI tax is becoming real for the average consumer because the big players need so much power for their servers, the parts for your home computer are being pushed to the back of the line. But tech isn't just about massive servers and corporate drama. Sometimes it's about the things we hold in our hands. The company AYNO just teased something that has nostalgic gamers very excited, the Pocket Play. It looks like a spiritual successor to the old Sony Xperia Play, a smartphone with a screen that slides up to reveal a full set of physical gaming controls. No more smudging your screen with your thumbs while trying to play a shooter. It's still in the gauging interest phase on Kickstarter, but it represents a growing trend. We want our phones to be more than just glass bricks. We want them to be tools and toys again. And on the topic of games, the legal saga of Fortnite is finally reaching a conclusion. After 5 years of being kicked off the Google Play Store, Fortnite is officially back. This comes after Google settled with Epic Games following a long, bruising legal battle over App Store commissions. But don't think this means the App Store tax is dead. In a parallel battle, Apple managed to score a partial win, with an appeals court saying they can still charge commissions on outside purchases, just not as aggressively as before. It's a messy, complicated legal landscape, but for the average user, it just means you can finally download your favorite battle royale without jumping through hoops. As we look toward the future, the rules of the game are being rewritten at a national level. There's a push for a single national AI law that would essentially block individual states from making their own rules. This is a huge deal because states like New York are already passing laws about posthumous likeness, deciding whether or not a company can use AI to bring your deceased relatives back to life in a video game. It sounds like science fiction, but it's a legal reality we're facing right now. Who gets to own your digital ghost? The government, your family, or the company that owns the server? We ended the week with the Game Awards, a night that was supposed to be about celebrating art, but felt just as much about the $1,000,000-a-minute marketing machine. We saw glimpses of the future, a spiritual successor to Knights of the Old Republic, a new Street Fighter movie teaser, and the return of Larian Studios to the Divinity franchise. These are the things that keep us excited, the creative fruits of all this technological turmoil. It's been a week of massive shifts, from the way we browse the web to the way we protect our digital legacies. The foundations are moving. At G09, we're here to make sense of it all. The technology is getting smarter, the stakes are getting higher, and the drama, well, the drama is just getting started. Thanks for tuning in, and stay curious.